Hello, Cloudcast community, and welcome to 2021. We're going to have the regular Cloudcast show this week. Will be out on Wednesday, as it always is. But before we do that, I wanted to drop this show into the feed because I want to let you know about something that Aaron and I put together for this year. It's called Cloudcast Basics. Now, if you've been a longtime listener of the Cloudcast and you're a cloud expert, it might not be the right show for you. But we've had lots and lots of people tell us that, they're kind of new to cloud computing, or they know a certain area, but they'd like to know more, and they're not really sure where to get started. Well, Cloudcast Basics is perfect. And so we're going to drop this show into this feed. This is the introductory show. It won't be in your feed all the time, but if you get a chance, do us a favor. If you've been a listener to the show for a while and you've got some friends or coworkers or colleagues or your boss or just somebody you know that wants to get involved with cloud computing, but maybe isn't up to speed as to where you are, isn't as technically in depth as you are, we'd love for you to tell them about this show. It's going to be in a different format. It's going to be a simple to understand format. It's going to come out in season format. And we think that, folks that are new to this are going to like it. And eventually, if they get smart, like the rest of you are, they'll eventually become regular listeners of the Cloudcast. So it helps us build the community. If you can help us out a little bit, tell your friends about it, get them to subscribe. We'd really love that. And so with that, I'm going to let you listen to the first bit of Cloudcast Basics, and then we will get back to the regular Cloudcast show on Wednesday. Thanks, and have a great year.
Welcome to Cloudcast Basics, the best source on the internet for learning cloud computing. And now from the Cloudcast studios, here are your hosts, Aaron Delp and Brian Gracely.
Hello, and welcome to the Cloudcast Basics. If you're looking to learn about cloud computing, well, you've come to the best place on the internet. This is Brian Gracely, one of your co-hosts, and along with my other co-host, Aaron Delp. Say hi, Aaron.
Hey, everyone.
10 years ago, we were in the exact same position many of you are today. You want to learn about this, and you want to find an easy way to get started. Well, when we got started 10 years ago, there wasn't much out there. There wasn't an easy way to get started. So we did it ourselves. We created the #1 cloud computing podcast on the internet called the Cloudcast. Well, now we want to make it simpler for anybody who's getting started in cloud computing or wants to learn about a new topic to get started. So we're going to create Cloudcast Basics. Aaron, why are we doing this?
The why we're doing this really is feedback. Lots of folks have told us they don't know where to start, right? And you take Amazon Web Services, AWS, as a big public cloud, for instance. When we started, there was 5 services. There is now 180 plus services. How do you even get started on something like that? And the message of our original podcast was, let's pay it forward. Let's learn and share these learnings at the same time. So we want to help folks that might be new to this industry know where to start. And more importantly, understand why is this important. So if that is of value to you, please subscribe, tell your boss, tell your coworkers, etc. Brian, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about the format we're going to do in these shows?
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to make this simple for people. We want to make it easier for you to jump in, to kind of start at the most basic level, learn a little bit so you have some in-depth knowledge, and then you can kind of move forward. So what we're going to do with these shows, and this will be a brand new podcast on a brand new feed, each topic will be covered as a season. So instead of doing a weekly interview, which you may not know about, we're going to do seasons. Each season is going to be about 8 episodes. The shows are only going to be about 10 to 15 minutes, so not only will it not take up a lot of your time, but you'll be able to binge watch these. They'll all just show up in your podcast player. And each episode will contain 3 really important segments. First, what is this technology, or what is this topic of the show? So we want to get you started. Next, why should you care? Why is this going to help your career? Why is this going to help you understand things better? Why is this going to be able to help you have better conversations at work? And finally, how does it create business value? Ultimately, technology is never deployed for technology's sake. It needs to solve a problem. It needs to add value to your business. Maybe it's going to help your career. What's it going to do to add business value? So you're going to get all 3 of those action-packed in a 10 to 15-minute segment. They're just going to show up in your podcast player, and you're going to be able to start at the beginning. And by the 8th show in any given season, you're going to be much, much smarter. You can knock all that out in an hour, 2 hours. You're going to be much smarter at work the next day. Aaron, how can anybody find the show? How do we get started with this?
The easiest way is just to search for Cloudcast Basics on wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, etc. And you can also go to our website, cloudcastbasics.net. If you're on Twitter, you can follow us at Cloudcast Basics to get all of the updates and know when new seasons are going to drop. And lastly, if you have ideas and want to interact, you can send us ideas and topics to show, SHOW, at cloudcastbasics.net. And so with that, I'll close this out, and we look forward to everyone joining us.
Yep. Very excited for season 0 in the nerdiest terms. We're excited to have everybody join us, and more importantly, subscribe and tell a friend. We look forward to talking to you soon on Cloudcast Basics.
Thank you for listening to Cloudcast Basics. You can find all the show details at cloudcastbasics.net or in your favorite podcast player.